Good morning and welcome, students. Hope you are all fit and fine. Today we shall be dealing with the third chapter in economics, money and inflation. Total marks for the chapter is 8. In the first chapter, 4 questions will be asked comprising of 8 marks. Before we begin with the chapter, let me give you a few instructions. Please purchase your textbooks. Whenever we conduct the classes through e-learning, I request you to keep the textbook in hand and mark the important points which are discussed in this chapter with pencil for better understanding and to prepare notes and write assignments. You have to purchase two 200 pages notebooks for OC and economics and 200 pages for OC and economics for revision and paper solving. Of all the inventions made by man, money is considered to be the most wonderful invention because, be it fire in history, wheel in science, vote in politics, but money is considered to be the most remarkable invention today because the whole world performs all its economic activities through its own currency, or economic activities revolve through the medium of money. A rupee is the unit of account in India, the dollar in the US, the euro in England, but nevertheless all these are currencies through which economic transactions take place. Money is the center of all economic activities in the modern world. Human wants are unlimited and a person cannot satisfy all the wants by one's own produce. Therefore, human beings used to exchange goods and services among themselves. Such a system of exchange for satisfying wants was called the barter system. Let us understand the meaning of barter system. Barter system is a system of exchange where goods and services are directly exchanged for other goods or services without using a medium of exchange such as money. Example, the shoemaker would get clothes, food, ghee, etc. by exchanging the shoes he makes. Artists would be patronized for their art. Teachers received items like food, furniture in exchange of knowledge they imparted. A farmer cultivating wheat would keep the stock for self-consumption and would exchange the remaining wheat to get rice, clothes, shoes or any other commodity. Let us see the limitations of the barter system. In the earlier years, individuals lived a simple life, had less needs, and carried out agricultural exchange for which was sufficient for their sustenance. For example, a farmer cultivating wheat would store the required stock and would get the remaining wheat to get rice, clothes, or shoes. But with increasing population, socio-economic development, industrialization, urbanization, division of labor and specialization, the barter system became less applicable. The mutual exchanges decreased and the personal needs increased. The prominent limitations of barter system are as follows. The first one is problem of mutual adjustment of wants. The barter system requires a double coincidence of wants on the part of those who want to exchange goods or services. It means simultaneous fulfillment of mutual wants by buyer and seller. But double coincidence is a rare possibility. A wheat producer needs cloth, but what if the cloth producer does not want wheat in exchange of cloth? Moreover, it was not possible to divide the goods against the indivisible goods. If 2 bags of wheat are equal to 1 bullock, what would be the value of 1 bag of wheat? Here exchange could not take place because bullock could not be divided. The second limitation of barter system is difficulty in storing value. Under barter system, it was difficult to store value. Individuals had to store wealth in the form of goods like horses, shoes, wheat, rice, etc. These goods may perish after some time. Animals may die, commodities may decay and perish. But in a money-oriented economy, it is not possible. The characteristic of money became an important basis for the entire system of credit, hire purchase, and installment payments. Money could be stored. For example, suppose your father has invested 1 lakh rupees at the time of your birth, you could get 10 lakhs at the age of 20 years when you had to go for higher studies. So, in money, the store of value was possible. A farmer may want to store the surplus stock of wheat for a pair of shoes, or cloth or rice for his needs in future. But the question arises as to how the wheat could be stored for a long period of time. Hence, large-scale production done by an individual had to be exchanged for other goods and services as early as possible, otherwise it will lose its value. The third important limitation of barter system is problem of measurement of value. The value of a commodity or service means the amount of other goods and services it can be exchanged for in the market. Just as liters are used in measuring liquids, kilometers for measuring distance, meters for measuring length, kilograms for measuring weight, in barter there was no common measure of value, and the rate of exchange was fixed arbitrarily according to the intensity of demand for each other's goods. Example, how much ghee can be brought for 1 meter of cloth. Thus, it became difficult to establish rate of exchange between these two commodities. This led to the origin of money, which became a standard measure of value and a common determination of trade. Now, let me tell you and introduce you to some important concepts in this chapter. I request you to please note down. Industrialization. Industrialization means development of industries in a country or region on a large scale. The second is urbanization. Urbanization refers to the gradual increase in the proportion of people living in urban areas. Division of labor means work is divided among the people. In other words, different people are appointed for different work. Example, carpenter makes only furniture, policeman maintains only law and order. Specialization. Specialization is a piece of work which is done by a worker or group of workers who specialize only in that particular job. Also refer to the diagram of limitations of barter, which will help you to prepare extra notes. Thank you.